All right, welcome back, everybody. It's the Now Morning Show right here on TTT. Now, the Tobago Youth Assembly, they have applications are open. So the young leaders with a passion for driving change and making an impact are encouraged to answer the call to serve on the Tobago Youth Assembly. Joining me this morning, members of the steering committee to join us to discuss this process. It's Anne-Marie Degazon, Youth Development Director, Division of Sport, and Latoya Roberts-Thomas, Youth Affairs President of the Tobago Youth Council. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us this morning. Now, tell us a little bit more about the Tobago Youth Assembly.
Okay, so the Tobago Youth Assembly is a project that is being implemented in collaboration with the Assembly Legislature and the Tobago Youth Council, recognizing the need for the training and involvement of young persons in governance and our governance systems, helping them to understand the processes involved. We have noted that there are sectors of our young persons, because youth starts at the age 12 to 29, we have young persons who are involved in the national systems and the national processes of leadership and governance. However, there's a particular age group of young persons whose voices are not being heard at that level and in that platform. And so this is an opportunity to allow them to participate through a learning experience. The Youth Assembly is institutionalizing that process and that system to allow for continuity and sustainability of the approach. We want to make it particularly clear that this process is governance and not political, and hence we are ensuring that the platforms that these young persons present themselves on is equitable and it is non-partisan in terms of their involvement and participation. So we are creating a representative structure that's it's patterned after the current structure of the Tobago House of Assembly that will elect young persons, and 12 in this instance, young persons will be elected to serve as area representatives and youth assemblymen to represent the views and the issues of young persons in a decision-making process.
What are some of the benefits of being a part of this assembly?
Well, I would say the benefits are first on the individual level. Young persons are able to grow and polish their critical thinking skills, their public speaking and their communication skills, their understanding of the protocols and the systems of governance that allows them to be active, involved citizens when they do become adults. It also provides them with a good look on their resume for young persons who may want to move on in other areas of their development, in their own personal career choices, and where they move forward in terms of presenting themselves at university and other international levels. But collectively, it speaks well for the Tobago collective voice in decision making, allowing young persons' views to be heard not only on issues affecting themselves, but issues that the nation is grappling with, that they have a say in that process, that they understand the systems that work, so that as they become older and they're able to actually participate in the national governance systems, that they are able to do so with some level of distinction and pride, having had the experience prior to that.
And Latoya,
On a third level, it allows for a level of networking among the youth stakeholder population, both at the community and at the non-governmental national levels, where you have the issues affecting the broader youth and on a national and global level will come into view and come into focus. And so the network itself becomes strengthened in treating with the issues at the community level.
Latoya, I am hearing some of these benefits, but I would like to know as well, what real world, say does the young people have, the young people who are members of this? What type of say, and does anything that they rally for and fight for, are they implemented?
Well, being a part of the steering committee for the Tobago Youth Assembly, what we notice is that one, we don't want it to just be a project or talk shop. It's an institution. So for the first year of it functioning, we're going to have at least 4 sit-ins where the youth will come up with their issues and their policy recommendations. And we are hoping that at least one of those issues will be picked up by the Secretary of Sport and Youth to actually be tabled as a motion presented in the Tobago House of Assembly. So we can see the transition from the Youth Assembly into the current formal structure of the Tobago House of Assembly being used. Also, we see that young persons could be talking not only on a policy level, but just impacting change among their peers. So by being a part of this Tobago Youth Assembly, young persons will go out and research and gather the information, and hopefully they will be able to give individual change. So whether the government take up their suggestions or not, within their communities, within their youth groups, within their networks, they also, as civil society, need to make changes based on the recommendations that they presented at the Tobago Youth Assembly.
And before we go, Latoya, where do people apply? Is there a website or some form of application forms to fill out?
Yes, definitely. We are encouraging young persons to go on the Division of Sport and Youth Affairs website to apply, and there are also forms available at the office at the Department of Youth. You can also check out the Facebook page, that is Division of Sport and Youth Affairs, and also the Tobago Youth Council Facebook page. We're encouraging all applications to be in on or before July 31st. So we are looking forward to all young persons of Tobago being a part of this process where possible.
All right, fantastic. I want to thank you so much, Anne-Marie Degazon, Youth Development Director, Division of Sport. Thank you so much, Latoya Roberts-Thomas, Youth Affairs President of the Tobago Youth Council. Again, we look forward to your applicants and all the best moving forward.